astronauts, it's me, Brandy, and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research. Don't mind my nail. One of them broke off and then I had to just use whatever clip-on nail that I had around and just kind of shaped it. But yes, I am blabbing on. We need to get into this reading, and this week's reading is how does he/she/they feel about me. I haven't done one of these classic feel pick a cards in probably over a year, but I kind of feel like we may all at some point have someone on our mind who we may be curious how they feel about us, whether that's romantic. I mean, it's usually mainly romantic, but sometimes it's in a friend way. But I've noticed more people tend to go towards the romantic side when they pick these type of readings. So I'm going to choose to read it that way so it's not like a shock to your system. All right. So we have 5 pals as always, but before we get into that, I do want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell to stay notified. You can also follow me on Instagram at Astro_Tarot Research, and links for private readings and other social medias can be found below. So let us get into these piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. So let's not waste any more time and just sit back, relax, and choose. Hey, pile number 1, let's see how he/she/they feel about you. We have the 7 of Wands, we have the World, we have the 8 of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the 7 of Swords. Okay, so for pile number 1 here, how this person feels for you, at least I'm gonna go for this in a romantic sense, is from the 7 of Wands perspective, it's usually either fighting to say, oh, get off my back, but since it's next to the World, it's kind of like saying they're defending their relationship with you. I don't know if you're in a relationship with this person or if you guys have just have a bond or a closeness, but with the 7 of Wands there, it is kind of feeling like, yeah, this is a person I really like and who I want in my life. Like, I want to the end. I usually get the World card to represent wanting to be with someone for a bit of time, or at least for some time. So what we have is that someone's basically, what I'm getting from this is they would like to continue to spend some time with you, but at the same time still have their independence and freedom like we have with the 7 of Wands on the end. Now, if the 7 of Wands had just kind of been by itself, or if it was surrounded by more, negative cards, then I would kind of treat this as saying, yeah, maybe that person wants some space, maybe they want some time away, but because they're next to more cards that support a more positive message, to me it just looks like, yeah, I really enjoy spending time with this person. I like being around this person, and I would like to continue to do that. On the other hand, if this isn't a serious relationship and maybe this is just a light flirtation, maybe you guys are in some sort of talking stage, or maybe this is just kind of, like dating around or something like that, like you aren't really in that close-knit partnership. What this is basically saying is that they really do enjoy spending their time together, but they may be on the lookout for other individuals, only because I get the 8 of Wands to, like, they're throwing their wands out there, they're putting themselves in different directions, and it can lead to translate to be wanting to talk to different people, especially with the 7 of Swords on the end. And the Queen of Wands there. Queen of Wands is somebody who is very independent, knows her worth, and then not only that, but she wants to be a woman of the world. In order to do that, she has to gain experiences, she has to meet people, wants to probably dip her toes in the water and date around some. So that's all I'm saying right now. If this isn't a super serious connection at the moment, then what it's just saying is that this person really likes spending time with you, and they would probably want to engage in some sort of intimacy, physical intimacy, but at the same time they are on the lookout for maybe somebody else that might come along, or they're not committing to one person just yet. That is what I got from the romantic side of pile number 1. If I'm trying to read this platonically, then it's going to be kind of similar to the relationship one, where somebody's like, yeah, this is my person. I really like this person. I love talking to this person. I wish we could even maybe talk more. Maybe develop stronger communication, because sometimes it feels like they're saying the wrong thing, or maybe the communication is not as strong as it could be, or there's some things being left unsaid. That's another thing where we get with the 7 of Swords, because sometimes they can want to avoid conversations. And so this is just saying, yeah, I really do like being with this person. This person's like a great friend, family member, something like that, coworker, whatever. But I feel like there's certain things that I really can't say, and it would feel weird and awkward for me to bring up, okay? Or they would feel like it would just cause a fight or something, like it would connect to this other 7 here, which can be kind of like, ooh, no. They're like, I want to keep the peace and I want to keep things going as is, even if there's some miscommunication sometimes, okay? So that's what the whole reading is saying. It's pretty simple. It's a very simplistic sort of feeling when I throw all these cards together. I don't want to sit here and overcomplicate the reading more than it needs to be. I know this is really short and that's weird for me, but you know, I just don't feel the need to complicate the message, okay? So we do know if it's romantic, it's strong feelings of desire. If it's platonic, like I said, there may be some things they want to bring up, but they're kind of like, you know, they're like, I don't see what the point is. I might just cause a fight. And the same thing with the relationship, not same thing with the relationship. And then in a long-term relationship, they're like, yeah, I really like being with this person. I may need my space a little bit sometimes, but I love this person. So that is what that love. I don't know if it's love, but I have very, very strong feelings for this person. It's possibly love this person, okay? I don't want to put words in other people's mouths, but but yeah, that's 100% what the whole feeling is. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Astro_Tarot Research, and I will see you guys next time. Au revoir. Hey pal, number 2. I realized I wasn't recording. That was wild. But yeah, these might be a little bit short because it was just really easy to take everything all in and read the cards, especially for pile number 1. So it may be the same for you guys. So don't be shocked, because you guys know I usually go on tangents, but so far the reading has been coming really fast for me. So let me just take everything all in. So this for me is a pretty easy one. When we have the Wheel of Fortune here next to the Empress, the Ace of Swords, like it's all very much very positive energy. So let me read this. Like if you're already in a relationship, this is like saying, oh, I feel like we're fated. I feel like we're, you know, destined for each other. I think you're a beautiful human being. I love that we have such good, clear communication. Emphasis on the communication. I feel like we have really intelligent discussions, like you challenge me, my mind's being stimulated, I'm able to express myself fully, and honestly, they just think you're a dream come true. So I don't know how much further I can expand it. I've never been this fast with the readings before, ever. So I guess I don't even know what else I can say on it. It's just so good that this energy came up in that way. And if you're single and maybe you're talking to someone, I don't know if this would be that deep of an expression of feelings, but I'm talking just for people who are like beginning stages, but this would definitely feel like they just feel like this instant connection, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, where they feel like they're growing with you, like they learn more every day. And with the Empress here, it's just similar to what I just said before, where they really think that you're a very beautiful human being. Like they just think you're good looking, attractive, pretty much the embodiment of this Empress energy here. Like the feelings are strong, cherish. They want to cherish you. They want to grow with you. At least it looks like it's going in a good direction. Ace of Swords just kind of feels like this really fresh start, like nothing new. Like you're not nothing new, you're the opposite. You're something new that they haven't experienced, especially personality wise. Like the way you think is very, I guess, exciting for them, or it feels like they finally have that like mental stimulation, or like they're getting ideas, or they're being inspired in that way, and they're learning, like they feel like their mind is just clear, and they really like that. Okay, so Ace of Swords, they're like, okay, there's no BS with you. It's just like honest, it's true, it feels good, it feels natural, it feels right, it doesn't feel awkward in any way, and they want to continue for things to go on that path. They want to go from this Ace of Swords to the King of Swords. So they only want to strengthen in the communication, and they want to make sure that everything stays open and honest, and that you guys can have very deep discussions. So this is like very, you know, clear in how they're feeling, especially with the Ace of Cups here. That's another card where they may feel like, wow, I just think you are an absolutely wonderful person, and they might wonder like, maybe we should go out sometime, or hang out, or whatever it is. That's something that they'll definitely be feeling. And then if this is more of like a friendship, platonic thing, then yeah, they're someone who enjoys your company. They like that sometimes maybe things aren't always picture perfect, but it feels like you're going on this roller coaster ride together. And when the Empress there, we have this feeling, the strong feeling of loyalty and dependability that they feel with you or towards you, or they feel like that's how the relationship is. It's a very strong relationship. It's a very healthy relationship. They have this Ace of Swords and the King of Swords, and that's just focusing on saying, yeah, I feel like we are like-minded. We're very similar in our thinking pattern. We're similar in the way that we communicate and what we like to talk about, and topics of interest. They feel like that you have those things in common, and they may, like I said, enjoy like going out sometime, whether that's like saying for some sort of like coworker after party thing, or it's just saying they really think you'd be a cool person to hang out with and have fun with. Maybe they're like, I really want to actually be your friend. Like, I don't want to just be like, hey, this is like some casual interaction. Trying to think of a situation, like if you were just a part of some team for work, or if you were part of some community service thing where, you know, you may be a part of helping your community or some way, or volunteering, then you may have met someone there and they may feel like, wow, I'd really be cool to get to know this person on a deeper level, because I really like spending time with them. Like, I just feel generally positive vibes from you. So this is like a very healthy, like great reading. They have really good feelings towards you. For obviously the people in the relationship, there's a lot of strong love there. I mean, with the Empress card here, it's hard not to think about that. And when the Empress too and the Wheel of Fortune, it could be like, this is for people in the relationship. They want to take that next step. And that could also be for dating. I guess they may want to get into maybe a more committed relationship, or maybe they just want to be more consistent. Or maybe they're just like, oh, I only want to date you or something. I want to be exclusive. Whatever the case may be, this combination can be about taking things to the next step, okay? So that is what I have for you, pal. Number 2, these readings, I'm just knocking them out the park, straightforward. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number 3, let's get started on your reading and see how he, she, they feels about you. You have the Ace of Wands. Okay, the 8 of Cups. I'm going to reverse that really quick. The 9 of Cups. The 2 of Cups. And the 9 of Pentacles. All of these readings have been so positive so far, and I think that is just absolutely wonderful. So let's get into this. So if this person is in a relationship with you, they feel like this relationship is a healthy balance of passion, of being comforted. Maybe there needs to be some work on communication, but for the most part, they feel like everything has come together. You guys are very like-minded, that you have a strong emotional understanding of each other, that you can just able to pick up on each other's moods and read each other very quickly, like being very intuitive, able to anticipate each other's needs. It's just a very strong, healthy connection that I see through the cards. And you can even tell because we have the 8 of Cups. And normally, you know, when the 8 of Cups is upright, we're like, oh God, I got to get out of this situation. But since it's reversed, it's saying, hey, I don't want to leave. I like it here. this is great. Like, this is the dream come true. Like, this is wonderful. Like, they feel like you guys are so connected and so intertwined and just exactly on the same place where you need to be. And it feels exciting too. That's one of the great things about this. It doesn't feel like dull. It doesn't feel like there's any spark wearing out. It always feels like there's strong passion for each other and having a strong, maybe more intimate, physically intimate connection, or just generally just being excited to be around each other. It feels light, basically. When I get the aces, I get my wands to kind of roll responsibilities and, you know, oftentimes having a heavy workload, hence the 10 of wands being like the heaviest. But when we have the ace of wands, things are light, they're feathery. They're like, oh, I don't really, it doesn't feel like somebody is a responsibility to you. It doesn't feel like a duty, like you're dragging your feet to hang out with this person. No, this is just a very renewed, happy, upbeat energy where the person's like, I want to be around you. I just want to be around you, and I like spending time together. And with the 9 of Pentacles on the end, I guess I can see how that can be confusing, because that card definitely comes up a lot with singleton, with being single. However, in this case, I kind of view this 9 being like I have a healthy balance of my own personal freedom, as well as we have a balance of being together. I get 9s in general, like numerology wise. 9 years are very independent, and it's all about kind of closing a chapter in your life and coming into your own. It's making some heavy changes. And so I'm mentioning this because it can feel like that you guys are going through these sorry for that, that camera cut off. Okay, but as I was saying, it has to do with being transformative and emotionally growing together, or it could be financially growing together, but whatever it is, the case may be, it's just feeling like you guys are going through a bonding experience within the relationship. Now, if this is something new and you're just kind of dating around, or you're not quite in a relationship yet, you don't have that commitment, then this person's just saying, yeah, you feel like this really new spark, new energy. They feel like they have met somebody who is fresh and challenges them in all the right ways. And it looks like they're hoping to make this more lasting. They're not looking for any sort of quick thing. Now, maybe you're in a situation where you're, I don't know, if you have some sort of like more, I guess, what do you call that? Friends with benefits situation, then that can just say, yeah, I want the friends with benefits situation to continue. But if you're not in that kind of situation, then this is basically saying, yeah, I'm looking at this from a long-term perspective. I wouldn't mind like going on dates with this person. I see myself trying to get to know this person better. I think that we are both very independent. I think that we both have our own interests. It doesn't feel like one person is, you know, super distant or another person too needy. It just feels like a very good balance of where you both need to be at emotionally. So it's basically you find this person, they find you to just be really, I'm not going to say comforting, but they like being around you. You know what I mean? Like when you get it's like the feeling of if someone were to give you like a Christmas gift, like you're excited to get that gift. You're like, oh my God, I got a gift, like, or something like that. And this is a good gift and I love this gift. So they're looking at you like, man, this person is a gift to me. They're like a blessing coming in, and I actually really enjoy spending time. I want to continue to spend more time with them. I want to go on more dates with this person. I want to get to know this person on a more deeper level. They probably want to get to know more about your past from this card, basing on that card alone. And they want to learn, I guess, more about the things that interest you and the things that that you find fun. They don't want to get into the tough stuff yet. They don't want to get into all the baggage and the things that are heavy for us. They want to keep it very like light and upbeat for the moment. But they're slowly trying to build to something more solid and something that feels like you guys can connect. But right now it feels a little bit more like, okay, I like dating this person and like being single. I like being not as committed right now, but I'm willing to, you know, be open to the option that this may go and lead somewhere, you know, where I can possibly have a deeper connection. Now, if this is a situation where you're looking at this like this person is a more platonic thing, what we have here is, it's basically saying that this person, they think you're really cool to hang out with. They also feel as if, they feel like when you guys hang out, time kind of flies by and it's like, where did the time go? Like, that was just wild. Like, me and you just kind of like get along so well. Like, if you're somebody who maybe works with someone, it feels like, yeah, this person can entertain me for hours. We crack jokes together, and then we go our separate ways to make money. Or if this happens to be some sort of like community or group that you were part of, it's pretty much the similar feeling of like, you know, when I'm talking and I'm hanging around this person, time really flies by with them, and I'm like, wow, how did that even, like, where did the time go? It just feels, that's the thing that I see the most with this reading. Where did the time go? We just click. It's very pleasant to be around. It's a nice energy. Everything is up to par. It just feels like that you guys are very understanding of each other, understanding of each other's emotions, generally on the same page about social interactions. Like, you know how some people can say, oh, that's not the right thing to say, you shouldn't say that in a situation, or they may have a similar reaction to something. Like, that's you guys. You generally have like the same reaction to social situations, and so it feels like, yeah, this is cool. Like, they're thinking what I'm thinking, you know, they're kind of feeling the same vibe that I'm feeling. Or, you know, maybe they felt the room was tense, and then I also felt the room was tense between certain discussions. It's just that you're able to really easily navigate and pick up on each other's moods and stuff, and then you obviously allow each other to just kind of like do your own thing, because, you know, this is more of a platonic thing. But yeah, that is what I have for you, pile number 3. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. Okay. So if you've chosen pile number 4, let us get started. Okay, we got the Lovers. This is looking good. We got the Ace of Wands. We got the Two of Swords. We got the Two of Swords again. And we got the Queen of Cups. Okay. So, let's start off this reading with the obvious. So, the Lovers card could mean one of the interpretations, the way they, excuse me. So, the Lovers card, one of the interpretations can be the way that they feel about you is that they love you. However, as I said previously before in another reading, I don't want to take any words out of someone's mouth. I don't want people to go around and say, well, Brandy the tarot reader told me you loved me, so it's got to be true. I'm like, okay, maybe not, like, you know what I mean? But just keep that in mind, that is one of the possibilities for the Lovers card. It is a card about the lovers, so it's possibly they are in love. So I have to mention that. Or it could just be a strong like. I have gotten the Lovers card to rule people who just have really good relationships with each other. Like, they have really good friendships, or they feel like you're their best friend, or they feel like you guys are two peas in a pod. You guys are in sync. You're simpatico. So that's another way that they feel. And then we also have the Lovers next to the Ace of Wands. So they feel like, you know, certain areas of your life are very poppin', especially in the intimate areas. And this is for couples. I should have said that first if I didn't say it. They feel like the intimate areas is good. Okay, they feel like they like it. They're like, this is great. I love that we have such great chemistry in that area, and I would like to keep doing more of that. Like, it feels new, it feels fresh. It feels like you both can express any sort of desires that you may have. It's so hard to phrase things and keep things G-rated, but like they feel good. It feels good. Like they feel like they can express themselves, and you're not judging them for having certain desires, or wanting to try new things in the bedroom. I guess I would say the boudoir. So that's all great, and this is all wonderful. So a lot of strong, passionate desire feelings towards you as a partner. But when we have these two of swords here, and I won't lie, it's a little bit catching me off guard. Only because when we have two of swords, and I think I was just telling a client this, that when a card comes up repeatedly, it's either emphasizing the meaning or it's saying, hey, I don't need you to pull another card. In this case, I've already pre-chosen the 5 cards for the reading. I mean, I didn't look them up, but I just chose them at random. And to get the two of swords twice from 2 different decks, it's giving me a message that says, hey, the communication isn't as strong. Because whenever I get the two of swords, it's my card that I get when people are usually at odds with each other, or somebody is not telling the whole truth. Somebody may be either avoiding the truth. They don't want to bring up certain subjects. They don't want to cause any conflict. They don't want any rifts. They may not have found the right way to communicate about certain things, certain thoughts, certain needs, certain passions, or things that they wish to express. And they may feel like if they bring it up, it may cause some drama, or it may cause some instability in the relationship if it hasn't happened already. So it's really just having some, they feel like they cannot properly say everything that they want to say. It's almost like the 8 of swords, but at the same time, it's like it's a little bit different, because with the 2 of swords, it's about, I guess, making that decision, trying to decide if they want to continue communicating in this manner, if they want to continue the relationship where they aren't properly expressing themselves, or where they're avoiding certain topics just so it doesn't cause any strife. So that for them is a little bit concerning, I guess. But this is a very emotionally mature person. They have a strong caring, a strong sense of wanting to listen to your issues, as well as support you emotionally, as well as be there for you if you're having a rough time. With the Queen of Cups here, it's really just giving like, hey, here's my all, here's my emotions. And even if they aren't that great at expressing how they feel or what they're thinking, or maybe they're not that great at listening, I think they have a desire to, I don't know, maybe not get better, but they have no desire to hurt you. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because I'm not going to say the 2 of swords is striving for improvement, because it's kind of a card that's about waiting and being at an impasse. So I think they're still trying to decide what their next move is in terms of certain discussions or certain things that they want to say and put out there, or if they even want to bother to say it. But for the most part, you have a person who just really, really cares about you. Now, if you're single and like you're dating around, you're not in a committed relationship yet, but maybe you've got someone on your mind, very similar feeling towards like the last couple of one, where you had if you guys have been intimate, then this is the strong passions towards each other. If you guys have been, if you haven't, then this is saying, yeah, they would like to. Like, they're like, yeah, that would be great. But it is a similar feel when it comes to, I think that we may have some different opinions on things. I've gotten this card quite a few times where it's like, you know, I'm have to agree to disagree. And I think you both may be feeling that way, especially on certain beliefs and about certain ways to communicate your emotions, or communicate if, you know, something makes you feel bad. Like, for example, I just saw like this TikTok video of this woman, and she was at a party and she called this guy and said, hey, I'm gonna call you pretty soon. I'm at a party, but we're planning to leave in 30 minutes. I'll call you when I get back. And she ended up staying at the party for 3 more hours. She didn't call him, she didn't text him, whatever. So that led to I guess a discussion or an argument of where he had to express that he felt like his time was being devalued and he was being seen as unimportant, or just not really needing to put the time in. And so it's just one of those things of like, how do you bring up those type of discussions? You know, if you're a person who's like, I really want to be with somebody who prefers quality time and who doesn't treat me like I'm like this disposable person, are you going to say it in a way that's angry? Are you going to say it in a way where you're kind of like blaming the other person? It's just about kind of communicating what it is that you guys may expect in a relationship or through dating. So that's where we're at when it comes to this phase, when it comes to singledom, where they're trying to figure out how to communicate, you know, their different love languages, the different things they're looking for in a relationship, things that make them happy, things that that makes them, you know, sad, that, you know, etc. How they express things. That it happens when you're getting to know somebody. You get those bumps on the road when it comes to that. So communication is the thing that they're like, okay, that's something that they would like to work on with you. And then for the last pal here, for a more platonic thing, you know, this is really just about being excited to share interest with someone. Maybe you guys are bonding over certain skills, but I feel like you have both put up boundaries of what it is that you will discuss and what you won't discuss with each other, which kind of makes sense if you're in a situation that's more professional and you're asking, oh, what does my boss think, or what does my coworker think, or something like that. Then yeah, this is like saying I'm putting up some boundaries on the things that I'll talk about. We can keep things, you know, like we're talking about news or something, or entertainment, we could talk about that, but you're like, I'm not trying to talk about the deep stuff. Like, I'm not trying to open up about every emotional thing that I have going on in my life. There's that barrier for both of you, and I think they feel that and you feel that. So it's just about saying, hey, I'm really drawing the line here. So it's like keeping it light, keeping it fun, keeping it like animated, and just wanting to learn from each other, take in different experiences, take in different opinions, and keep it at that, you know, keep it peaceful. So that's something that this spread is saying. So that is what I have for you, pal number 4. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And I hope to see you guys next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number 5. Let's get into how he, she, they may feel about you. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, Strength, the Magician, and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so some feelings, I mean, these feelings are very, very strong. One thing I noticed off the bat, we have the Devil here, and we have the 4 of Pentacles, so there does seem to be this theme of almost like possession. I hope this is not offending someone, and I'm reading this as the couples first, but there's this theme of almost like possession, like not letting go. I mean, look at all these cards. We have the Lovers here. They're in chains. I don't even know if it's going to focus, but whatever. Let me just point to them here. We have the Lovers here in chains. We have this thing kind of gripped to the lion. And then we have this 4 of Pentacles on the end clutching their coins. So like I said, there's this theme of like possession, like not letting go. and feeling like, yeah, this person is mine. Like this is my person. Okay. And maybe for some of you, it's a little toxic. For other people, it's just more like this person may be a little bit more needy. I don't know if that's the right word for it. Clingy. They just kind of feel like, yeah, I need this person around. Like, I get the devil card to rule like some very obsessive behaviors or thoughts, depending on the cards it's surrounded by, because these are all more not air cards. I would say it's more behaviors that they may have been displaying, where they're like, they may even be the jealous type. They just may be a more possessive type person, whatever the case may be. But they feel like, yeah, you're my person. And for certain toxic situations, this can be like, they may feel like, you know, like you belong to them or something. Like that could be a little bit more toxic. Okay. But when we're looking at things all together, this is the type of person who is like not letting go easily at all. They like things exactly the way they are with you, and they don't want things to change. We just have so many cards that are connecting to not moving, stability, like staying in one spot, especially these 3 cards that I mentioned before, with strength, being patient, staying in still. 4 of Pentacles, doesn't move, stays in one spot. You know, they don't want to take any risk, chances, get out there. Devil, the devil, obviously the bondage and the being chained. That's something. And then the Queen of Pentacles is a very slow moving card, and she pretty much already has her castle. She's got her home. She's got everything she really needs in her kingdom. So she's not really trying to go too many places. She's like, I got everything I need. I'm good. So that's pretty much how they feel. They feel like with you, they have everything that they need, they could ever want. They have a very strong sense of desire towards you, because the devil and the strength card can definitely rule that. And I feel like sometimes they feel like they're holding back some too, because maybe they don't want to scare you, or maybe they just have some intense emotions or something along the lines like that, or some very intense desires. But there is an aspect of their personality that they are holding back when they are around you. Like I said, in some cases it may be toxic, in some cases it may be perfectly fine. Okay. It's just going to depend on the scenario and who's watching. But for the most part, what we have is somebody saying, yeah, I'm not letting go of this relationship. I like things the way they are. I feel like this person gives me everything I completely need. I find this person extremely desirable. These are the things that they are thinking about you. And I find you to be like, when I get the Magician card, it's almost like they feel like they can do the impossible with you. You see the infinity symbol above the strength and the infinity symbol above the Magician. In certain cases, it relates to never-ending energy, like how energy never dies, it never dispels, it just kind of relocates. That's not the exact phrasing for it, but you know how energy doesn't die. So that's kind of like how they feel for you. Their desire for you is never ending, or the way that they are fulfilled by you emotionally is never ending. Like you're not somebody that they get bored of. You're not someone who they feel like they need to add something, some spice into the relationship. They think things are just pretty much really good the way they are. And then there's the theme. For some people, this can relate to maybe this person not being as forthcoming when it comes to sharing their valuables. I'm just kind of switching topics really quick. They may not be as forthcoming when it comes to like sharing their valuables and stuff, so they can be more possessive of their own things. In other cases, this is just saying that they only want to, you know, spend most of their time with you, and so they're very selective about who else they're spending their time with. Like, they're not trying to cozy up with anybody else. So it's just going to depend on the interpretation. For some of you, it may be a little bit, this is rough. Others, different situation. If this is someone that you're not in a committed relationship with, you're kind of single, you're dating, you're putting yourself out there, what we have here is, gosh, how do I explain this? I guess it's pretty similar to the couple reading, but the feeling is they would probably want some exclusivity, but I don't know if they're promising that back from you. Like they're not, I don't know if it's them who is saying I'm going to give the same thing in return. I think for them, there is a lot of hesitance because I can get the Strength card to be somebody's putting up a wall and they're feeling that they don't want to be taken advantage of, or they're feeling insecure, whether that is that they may have some trust issues, or whether the thing is that they feel like they don't want to lose you to other people, because I've gotten the card Mercury. Especially in Vedic astrology, Mercury was seen as the lover of the moon, and the moon was married to Jupiter. So the Mercury kind of came in and played this, I guess, sneaky role where they became the side lover. And actually you can see that theme in some mercurial people's lives, like Angelina Jolie, and how she kind of came in and played that third party to, what was her name? Billy Bob Thornton's fiance. I was just looking her up. Oh my goodness. Wow. I can't remember, but she stole her from Billy Bob Thornton. Stole Billy Bob Thornton from his fiance. Did the same thing with Brad. And I believe she may have done it to another woman. But like, you see how the mercurial people can sometimes be of that persuasion where they can be that third party. So they may have that fear of like a third party coming in as well. And it's just something that they're personally going to have to deal with. They just have a lot of insecurities when it comes to dating in general. But for the most part, they feel like that you guys have a really strong, deep connection. Like the feelings are very intense with this person. And I definitely would take them more seriously, because for some people this can be like it could have some this person could have some very dark intentions. Other people, it could just mean they have some heavy insecurities and they just don't want to, lose you to another person. And they're like, oh my gosh, I hope another person doesn't come along and take this person from me or something like that. So that's something to think about when it comes to this person. But they really do feel like the things that are important to them, like the communication is good, and the desire for intimacy, sexual and otherwise, is there. And especially they just love hanging out with you. Like Strength card I get related to Leo, and Leo's like the sign of the fifth house. The fifth house is like fun, dating, romance, and they feel like you meet all of those desirable qualities of being around somebody who you can date and you can enjoy being around and you can share hobbies with and you can share interest in. They may not feel like they can share all of their interest in things that they value, but they feel like they can share enough that it becomes very exciting for them. There's just a lot of hesitancy when it comes to dating with them. They have a lot of fears and stuff, so that keep that in mind. But they feel like they're bonding with you, and they've made some really strong connections. Now, if you're somebody who's looking for a platonic relationship here, and this is just like looking at, how maybe some person in a group you're a part of thinks of you, or a coworker or some family member, then this can be like they feel. It could be a little bit more envious towards you in a way where they feel as if maybe you have some more freedoms that they haven't quite gotten in their life, where they feel a little bit more restrained, but they feel like you have the ability to do more things. And this can be one of those situations where it could be a little bit toxic, where they may like, oh, I want this person to be down on my level. I want them to have the same kind of responsibilities that I have. I want them to have the same restraints that I have. And that can be something that's a thing. If we're looking at things from a more positive perspective, then it's kind of similar to the insecurity of the being single thing, where this person kind of feels like, yeah, I wouldn't mind helping this person out, but I'm definitely only doing it because I want somebody to have my back in return. It's kind of like a scratch your back, scratch my situation, where they may not necessarily hate you or like you. It's just more like, hey, I'm doing this so you do this for me. Like, it's more like that. It's more of a clear cut kind of situation if it's somebody who is more platonic. And another situation that this could possibly be is that they care for you, but they may not always be enabling the best things for you. They may be pushing their own values on you. So for them, they may feel like, oh, I think this person isn't making the best choices. And so I think they are doing things in their free time that I don't really see the value in. And for them, they feel like they would like you to like hold back on certain things and not do certain behaviors or don't speak or act in certain ways just because it fits their narrative of how they would like things to go and how they would like things to stay. Maybe you're changing in a way or transforming in a way that doesn't suit with them, and that's something that this person is noticing, and they kind of feel like, well, why is this person going through all these changes? I don't want this person to change. And this can be similar feelings to like a mother having a child leave the nest or something like that, where they're like, I don't want this person to go, I don't want this person to grow up, etc. like that. It's just a matter of having that fear and insecurity where they feel like they're losing someone to something else, okay? So that is what I have for you, pal number 5. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Au revoir.